Hi everyone, welcome back to Let's Do Bonsai. Today's a wet, dreary Monday. We've had a good weekend. Had a guest down for the weekend, our friend Ryan. We did you a lovely intro and there's no audio on it. Take a look. So I'm afraid now you're having to put up with me, and I'll just show you a little bit of the blind intro where we go to look at the tree that we're working on, and then we'll pick it up from there. So here he is, straight back into it.
Kinkies has killed us.
Chopping into the tree, closely watched by Inspector Pete. Yeah, Pete and Susan Cadogan. Everybody's seen Susan. She's our lovely little new puppy. Well, Kay's puppy, but we'll claim her anyway. And she's not shy of the camera. So you're just ticking off the bits that will definitely come off anyway. Save a bit of time. Some people take multiple trees to these things, you see. Take up quite a bit of time. I've seen people get upset that they don't get enough time with some of these artists that come. I tend to just take the one tree, and hopefully I get a bit of time with the artist. But if not, it is what it is.
Preparation, isn't
until it ain't.
Preparation.
That's it. It'll all be ready for Kaz to work her magic.
Why? Apart from a bit wire, we'll have to put a bit of wire on.
But there's lots of movement inside. As you can see, it's the possibilities of this juniper are going to be really good. It's not the hugest, you know, it's not the biggest trunk at all by any stretch, but the movement in there you don't get very often, so quite happy with that. It was one of those have to have trees at the right kind of price.
Just taking off what's dead and no good for nothing.
No good for nothing.
No good for nothing.
If a man ain't got his chair, he ain't got nothing.
He ain't got nothing. Getting dark at all, huh?
It is getting a bit dark. I think the camera's doing a decent job of making it look nice and bright. But,
why you on these, mate?
Yep, we've got an hour or so to get some wire on, so we'll crack on with that, and then we're off to watch Wolverine and Deadpool, which I'm looking forward to because there's quite a few tribute scenes in, Easter egg type things, especially for one of my favourite all-time actors, John Candy. He left us too soon. He was only 44 when he passed on, John Candy, but his films are amongst all my favourite films.
Oh, Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck. Del Griffith, especially in Planes, Trains and Automobiles.
Oh, that was funny, that.
Summer Vacation. The Great Outdoors, where he has to eat the old 96er. I've modelled myself on him ever since.
And a few others. And a few others, he says.
And Ryan Reynolds was I know he's a big fan of John Candy, fellow Canadian. So I'm actually looking forward. Well, I said to you, didn't I, ages ago that I needed to go and watch it.
I put myself off watching it on the Fire Stick, didn't I?
Yeah, you don't want to be watching it on a bad copy. I want to watch the real thing, me. So we'll get this, get some wire on this tree, continued over the next hour or so, and we'll come back and show you what it looks like when we're done, before we disappear.
Do one.
So it's now got a little bit too dark for us to work.
I don't know where he says the way like he's never been here.
It's we with everybody.
You sat
at home. At home we do.
As soon as you put that camera down, you see as we get some wire on. You sat there on Instagram or TikTok.
I didn't. I went in.
No, you were sitting on TikTok first. Then you went in and disappeared for 15 minutes. So God knows where he's been.
Half an hour. I've been trying to fix the atomizer in the front room living.
Sorry, I'm allergic there.
So we've made it here to Deepcar Village Hall. Ryan's inside working on the tree. Let's get in there and see what's happening with Kaz.
Oh, you probably wouldn't.
Didn't think it would be long before that came in.
No, it has to happen, doesn't it?
Keep it over that side.
Really scrumple everything together.
Oh, I don't like that.
Gotta have space.
You've lost weight, Scott.
I'm glad that's on camera.
You go back to Andy though, he says, sorry.
So, I've got my Scott Winard here, working on my tree here.
Scott Winard here.
We've got the Itoigawa Juniper. Ryan's just trimming away. I'm going to get on the other side and trim out some of the excess.
Yes, it is. But it's a lot of it is for healthy trees as well.
POV. Oh,
Point of
he's
view.
switched to you, look. I'm just going to go around and then put it on charge.
Squeeze the ball to the wood and it will peel away.
Little look at people's tunes.
Alright, Scott.
Yeah, you.
Sound, mate, sound, yeah.
Got your name down as chairman yet?
I thought you were doing it, mate.
Me?
Yeah.
If I weren't so busy with work, I would. Can't see the wood for the trees. That'd be even better if your last name were Wood, wouldn't it?
It would.
It would.
He's just retired.
Keith.
I am.
Oh, he's a perfect candidate for the chairman.
I think
Attention.
I think Andy Mook's the man, you know, I really do.
I think what, sorry?
Andy Mook.
Andy Mook is the man.
Yeah.
I think he's keen, isn't he? He's so very keen, handy.
Us three are doing. So give us some pointers on where to proceed.
Right, okay, that's a snazzy box it's in, mind, isn't it?
Homemade. Our Mugo. We'll get a bit of video in on that in a bit then when she works on it.
No, seriously,
We'll skip round Norman.
Take them ends off, because they get caught.
Can't afford to pay the fee to your riders.
The end of the wire, yeah.
Make sure you don't have any gaps.
no, I finished the other one, that's all right.
You get gaps, sometimes it won't set.
It's a different tree while I've been walking around.
Sure you done this last night, no?
Similar sort of thing, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's how we were around there on. And I got rid of the shoeing round about then, which was a bit silly, and I've ended up
That's what I was wondering if you needed to leave it.
do you know what I mean? But I've enjoyed all aspects of the bring a different
So that's got winner, hasn't
No, he's took his top off. Don't know where he is now.
There's a few little bits. It's pretty much there, so if you stand,
won't make good film.
stand behind
Super
us,
wiring.
What about that, mate? Just a
you
lot
can
of it.
see we've got that more defined look. Yeah, and we've got that outer triangle taking shape and the inner triangle taking shape. So this will start to fill out. You're still going to see your nice deadwood all the way up the trunk, so that's one of the reasons why you have that inner triangle doing that.
Yeah.
So you can view that and then it'll fill, and yeah, that'll get nice and full, the apex, and you'll still be able to see this bit and then the gin coming out the top, and this will marry up with what's happening down here. Just want filling in now. So the last little thing I want you to do with it is, you see you've got some of these little bits in here, right? Just take all of them out because they're just adding a little bit of clutter. I quite like that. Yeah, I quite like it, because if that's not there, just adding a little bit of colour here, it brings your eye in.
IMP's finished.
So you see
He's
that.
finished, yeah.
It's a possibility, I think. It's not a,
Continue to
it doesn't insult me, by any special imagination. If you shortened it, I think I would never.
I was going to keep going, but I went out to get something to eat. And,
That's a nice little stand, isn't it? Is it a...
It's Keith's, it's a drummer's stool.
Are they going to say, I wondered if that's what it was.
Back again.
Still here.
Is it like your wiring?
You know what he's like.
The casting
Well, cat fits, truth hurts, and I'm in pain with this cat.
Don't trust Julie. Well, weren't you here yesterday?
See, if I hadn't took him to the pictures to watch Wolverine,
Yeah, I know.
could have been wired.
That's right.
Right, we've got a future chairman here in this young lad. Yeah. Is he up to that age limit?
You might make more bloody sense than some people.
I'll keep that in. I'll keep that in, and people think you were talking about me.
So long as I've always said in my trees, so long as I like them, what's it matter? No matter what they like. As long as we love them, that's all that matters. Actually, we have. We have.
Any news on your parrot, Kate?
No, just that she's had the operation. It's a success, and she's leaving her stitches alone. But she's got a huge mass. I don't know what it is. Because it's behind her vital organs, and we're going through the left hand side. So get at it because things that might be
Considerably. And that's going to happen through lots and lots of lovely fertiliser and lots of lovely pruning at the right time.
Would you recommend we potting it next year?
No, simply because we've done quite a bit
Okay.
with it.
Out of the norm, pet-wise, it's going to be...
You want the white potting?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You're not going to find one of them in the village, are you? You know what I mean?
There's Asian vets at Cambridge, and they're really good, but they haven't got the expertise into doing the operation.
Yeah.
And I went through the internet, and I knew that.
You can put a little bit of fine wire on this lot. We'll just start to get that.
Are they going to eventually be up?
It's going to be spread out.
Oh, spread out,
you
yeah.
You don't want one bit going up.
No, you want.
I want to spread all of that out, so I can start to form an apex like that.
Ah, right. Yeah.
So, so what's going to happen with it eventually? Right. Obviously, deadwood that. That's going to be a lot shorter because it's interfering with his branch.
Yeah, so you probably cut it off from the...
Yeah.
And she's a doctor, but not that kind. It come out now.
And then we're going to have an apex here and an apex here, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a bit of a double.
Yeah.
A doubler.
Yeah.
No, it surprised me out, wasn't it?
But as I say, it's going to take a while
Things progress.
They do.
to build. Well, actually, it's quite. It's a fairly youngish tree, so it'll not take that long to.
I'm going to say it.
See, this bit here's quite nice, this bit movement there.
I don't you want to do anything when I come back.
No.
Absolutely nothing.
There's a lot of stuff in here that is going to have to go.
That was the problem. We'd arranged for Grace and Sarah to come down from Edinburgh and stop while we were away.
Yeah.
And on the Friday, Grace
And I do quite like the way this kind of movement comes up into here.
So
I feel like this section is more useful because obviously there's quite bare there, quite bare there. There's not a massive amount on that lot. And then you've got all of this lot here. It's just like a massive big competition with itself.
You can't do all things about it, it was simple as. That's what's happening.
Is this yours?
Yeah, that I
Branch needs taking out now.
It's not in a great spot. It's not a particularly I think my first impression would be to deadwood all of this here, right?
How far do you want to take it? Just to this stuff here?
What you mean, cutting it back?
Yeah.
No, I would take it right the way
Up there.
into some of these branches as well,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And then when that's been stripped, maybe try and pull that back up towards, because your tree's in this bit here.
Yeah.
It's on all of this.
Okay.
You've got a hell of a lot of branches all coming from the same spot. We need to address that. I think you're going to have to do it in stages though, because I think the amount of stuff that I would end up taking off this would maybe be a bit too much for the tree in one go at this time. Obviously, yes, they do things at demos and stuff like that, but do you see the tree at a later date?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think eventually I would be looking to reduce the amount of foliage so that the bulk of what you're left with is mainly this lot here. Right? Everything else
Gonna go.
is pretty much going to have to go.
Yeah. I think we anticipated that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you've
So
got a
thinking
lot of good stuff on here. I mean, that one's a little bit weak, that one.
Yeah, sure.
But the other stuff on here is pretty good. And you can start to pull things around the back. So this deadwood sticks out the top. I mean, literally, you could have masses and masses of deadwood. Try it first, live with it and think, oh, that bit's a bit too much. Do you know what I mean? Because the trouble with some of this deadwood is it's very straight. Although get in, carve, strip it. There's a lot of work in this tree, but I think there's quite a nice tree, as I say, in this lower branch. Push some of that up for an apex, another branch up here. That one there is a back branch pushed through and back through, which that's going to be all deadwood.
Hang on. You were saying to gin that one?
Yeah. So that there would go through here, so all of that deadwood would be sticking out the top. So when that goes around the back over, and then we'll start to lift all of this lot. So we've got
all that deadwood, Kaz, or just a big gin there?
No, I'd make all of it.
All deadwood.
Yeah. Because having a gin, just a little gin there, is going to benefit you in what way? If this is the front, you're not going to see it very much. So, you know, give the tree some real drama. And as I say, if you leave these too long, you can always shorten them and strip them back later on. Do you know what I mean? But the base is lovely. This is really nice. The taper from that to that to that is great. So I think the first step with this tree would be to gin this whole section, and then once that's ginned and you've done some work on the deadwood, push that lot up as far as you can, right? And then the next year, take off another lump of foliage and deadwood it all.
So what would go? You're thinking of this has got to go?
Just about everything,
And
apart from this lot
This
here.
lot here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's too wide again.
Yeah.
We want a nice, compact little tree. So it's going to be, the height of it, the apex is going to be in there. We're going to have a drop branch on this side, loads of deadwood there, loads of deadwood there. We might not necessarily keep all of the deadwood at the back, but we certainly could keep a few, so that it adds so that there's loads of stuff coming out this side. Again, it would probably be quite short though, because we want this lot length to stick out the top. This side we'll just kind of want lots of, and add a bit of a shari down there, link that gin in, you know what I mean?
This got to go though?
I would keep it for the minute, right, because it is on the outside of a bend. It could be linked in with this. Maybe just once you start getting rid of some of the branches there, the tree will probably start to put its energy more into this, right? But get them buds up to the light, take all of that lot up, right? Maybe separate some of this out of the way, just so it lets a bit more light in there.
Okay.
So see, literally you're prepping the tree up to move it forward.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. So I'll start with stripping this lot.
Start by stripping that lot off, and then you can see if you deadwood all of that, you can imagine having jagged deadwood all out this side of the tree there.
Yeah.
That'll look actually quite nice.
Right.
Obviously not that long.
Yeah.
It'll only be no longer than that lot there.
Yeah.
And then add a shari at some point down here, carve it out, hollow it out. But then you want a bit of deadwood sticking out the top.
So whose idea was it to wire the bloody lot?
Don't look at me! But anything north about that, just take off. So it's kind of in keeping with what you're doing there. That's great, I love that.
Oh, I do.
Nice. Jobs are good.
Just a little bit of deadwood.
Just a bit.
Following the directions as laid out.
There's only going to be about 25% of this tree left when we finish with it.
Yeah, I didn't have a person at the time, so it was just left. So so that can come off. Right.
I meant to ask you yesterday about it, and I never got round to it.
Right.
So thank you.
Not a problem at all.
Thank you.
Right, I'll let you finish off with your while you're in there. I've had one bite, look.
Carnage, Cam. Carnage. Capturing the carnage of what happened just moments ago, where the top half of the tree disappeared excellently.
Honestly, you've done a cracking job. Try to make only one little thing, just try to make sure you just lift the little bits. Pinch this as any little bits that point down. Make a little foliage part here, and part of that is to make a little sim shape card and get everything facing to the light as best it can, so then buds can get nice and healthy. Obviously we're trying to get a little bit
Just a bit more wire, sir.
Nearly there. Nearly there.
Just a bit more deadwood, sir.
Okay. Inside I'm crying because I'm getting rid of 75% of this tree.
I think we knew that, though, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm afraid.
We knew it were coming, didn't we? Without it, there's no style.
From your missus.
It's pretty good. The only one thing I would say is they're a little bit too big. Yeah, right. See what I mean? So put a little bit more back and forward and move them a little bit. See how these ones are kind of a little bit.
Yeah, I did notice.
You've got another one to do. No, yeah.
But other than that, Absolutely
Feel
fantastic.
similar to this.
Honestly, you've done a grand job. Really good job. It's just the ends just turned up just a little bit too much, but that's easily remedied. Just pull them down just a little bit. And then
Looks pretty healthy though. Some standard shoes, hasn't it? Yeah. Incredible.
still everything has its space to grow and get nice and happy and healthy in there. And I'll tell you what, I'm pretty impressed with what you've done, both your wiring wise and the bit of styling that you've done. Considering before you said you weren't.
You're gonna have to get a bigger hand. It's swelling a bit.
Hey, they're always saying things about, do you not give each other compliments or anything?
No.
That's for Americans and Northumbrians.
If you want compliments, go to another club.
Actually, it's true what they say though about a lot of us Brits, isn't it? Probably particularly in the north. You know when someone likes you because they take the piss out of you. It's true, isn't it?
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not being insulted, they don't really like you.
It's true enough. It's true enough. So you see the stuff starts to lift up to the light like it would in an apex. So has it been worth the wiring, the marathon wiring?
I'll tell you when I sell it.
No, yes it was, but it was to see how time went.
Light wire.
How long was it when it pushed?
You've cut your teeth on wiring now, ain't you?
Yeah, I've wired it.
Quarter to pine for a decent
And
time
I've
for a long time.
put lime sulphur on it. Yeah, it's...
A lot of it will want wiring again anyway, won't it?
I don't like to tell you this, like, but it's the story of a tree's life. Is the old karate kid, wax on, wax off, wire on, wire off, wire on, wire off. It's
Don't it ever get to a stage where it's set to where you want
the bigger branches.
The bigger branches.
Yeah, the bigger branches, yes. It'll get to a stage, even the finer stuff, it'll not need as much on, but then after a few years you'll have to start wiring it again because the new stuff grows and it always wants to go like that and you need to pull it down.
I don't mind wiring it to take the hour off, I didn't like
It was feeling tedious yesterday, but I've just switched off and
Have you
been
just
alright.
gone into the zone today?
No, you've done well, very well.
That's
I'm doing a big tree in the house, I get sick, I just lay with it, do something else.
the problem is.
Because you end up just chucking it on and it ends up a mess, doesn't it?
I struggle with motivation at home. Coming here and doing workshops here is good for me, like, because
No distractions really, is there?
I get it done. It's not like you can go, I'll put the telly on, not that I watch telly. I pick my guitar up and make a row instead.
Nothing wrong with that.
Start twanging your twanger when you should be wiring your branches.
Yeah.
He's having a bit twang.
I've only got a tiny twanger, but I like to play with it.
What were your twanger?
I've got a big red one.
It's another shade of paper.
Isn't it?
It is.
It looks, I would still possibly contemplate getting a shot of it eventually, but live with it, right? Yeah, and if you're gonna, you need to build this foliage pad's strength up.
Yeah.
So maybe let that come away because it wants to be a little bit thicker, but it just needs a bit more foliage on it.
What's your reasoning for wanting to lose that, Cass?
Yeah, it's a bit thin at the
So
bottom.
put a bit of turf or something.
Yeah, she hasn't done better, she.
The only thing I think about those rocks when they're put in is it looks exactly like what it is. It's just a rock. Well, if you've got the ability to do that, try, by all means, you know, give it a go. That would be great. But sometimes even just something like a little dwarf fern,
Just to hide it.
just to distract your eye from it or something like that. Do you know what I mean? But no, honestly, it's a cracking job that, late Ryan.
Thanks.
Honestly, you can tell you know what you're doing.
So what's your logic behind losing that one then?
It's too symmetrical.
Right, okay.
Lining up with that other side.
It's too, and it's also for the size of the tree and the thickness of the trunk there. It's a bit wide,
Okay.
right? I mean, he's pulled this branch in a lot, and that's made a hell of a difference. But it's still maybe a little bit too wide there. So if we dispense with that. You know, I mean, you could even dispense with this one as well. You could get rid of that one and that one and take the asymmetry and have your tree there. It's something to think about.
I did say that earlier on, didn't I?
Yeah. But the only thing I would say about that is because that trunk's a little bit thin there, it might make it look more so by...
Because of the thickness.
Yeah, but you could disguise it yet again by ginning them. So you've got quite a lot to think about with this tree. I would definitely dispense with that one. I mean, or at least one of them. You could get rid of that one and go with that one, or you could get rid of that one and go with that one.
Just tear one up at a time.
Yeah. But the apex and how you've set the apex out is absolutely bang on. Do you know what I mean? You've really done that cracking job. So they've thinned it out smashing, you've balanced out the growth nice. Fantastic job. So,
Happy days.
Happy days, man.
Happy days.
2 hours drive home now.
Are you heading up now and all?
I've got to go to Scots, which is about 40 minutes in it.
Yeah, further south.
Further south.
Further south, so south to go north?
South of Sheffield, yeah.
Oh, right.
Basically just on the A1 to straight, M1 and A1.
Yeah. I got onto the sat-nav put me on the A61 first before it came, but I was going to the Premier Inn where I was there. So, that's a good tree, that. Really like that. Are you? It's more likely to get sold now as it was before, so...
I've got a picture of one.
Did you get one?
I always try to.
I know, sometimes you forget.
When you get straight
Did you bring it in like that?
I thinned there.
He'd already prattled around with it.
Branches, done that one and that one at Scotch yesterday. But that's what it looked like when we brought it down.
What a difference, honestly. Hey, should be proud of yourself.
He is the new talent,
you said it.
He paid us.
Didn't cost a lot.
No, I know. I'm an easy bribe, aren't I? You are. Honestly, fantastic job, really. Excellent. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna, as we taught the Americans when we were over there in Geordie, I'm gonna say, I'm gone for a slash.
I know what that means.
We were teaching the Americans how to go to the toilet in Geordie. I'm gone for a slash. Sounded very funny with an American accent. But,
What they said, what do you mean by that? Well, they're going, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? No, they were laughing their heads off.
We're going to try and get to Canada next show.
Canada and the US show.
I swear at the camera.
That's staying in.
Everyone knows what she's like anyway.
And of course they do, man. Everyone knows what I'm like.
Right, cheers for that, guys.
Right, need bother at all.
Thanks, Kaz.
Yeah.
Bit of sandwich.
That's my sandwich.
She still hasn't had a sandwich.
It's coming on a trip with us up north.
You get stopped at the border, mate.
Anyway, yeah. Might take it off us.
You on your side?
On my side.
It's recording.
It's recording.
It's recording.
It's recording.
So Sunday is drawing to a close.
25 past
There's
7.
a few hours left, but you've got to spend a couple of them driving, I'm afraid.
Terrible.
But
Say what he does to us.
We've had a lovely time, to be fair. It's been good. Pictures last night was good. Wolverine and Deadpool was all right, wasn't it? Take your brain out at the door and
You'll get
you
on
might
with it.
enjoy it. Typical Ryan Reynolds, and I love Ryan Reynolds. Kaz event today at the club.
Yeah. Good dear.
Kaz, her normal brilliant self. She's spot on, isn't she?
Why, I cause she's from the northeast.
So you'll have already seen in the footage that you've just watched that she complimented this one and told him how well he's doing.
Really appreciate it, yeah.
So he doesn't take compliments very well, but you know and I know how good this guy is.
I like the criticism more.
We know how good he is, don't we?
Thanks.
But let's quickly just go and have a look at the tree before we say a proper goodbye. So there it is, sat in all its glory, and I think it looks absolutely spectacular. Bit of growing,
Maybe,
and it'll be...
Maybe remove that, Kaz.
Yeah, go on. We couldn't really see what Kaz was saying with the way I'd set the camera up, so...
Remove that later on.
The bottom branches, that one off, and potentially the one opposite, because they're kind of level with each other.
But once it gets its new angle, we could get away with that with a bit gin and fill these ones out here on this side.
But she said the apex was absolutely fantastic, didn't she? It was.
She did, aye.
She didn't change anything. She didn't do anything. This guy did his normal bang up job. The trunk looks really well. Yeah, really happy with it. It's just whether or not to keep it now, isn't it, mate? If you're lucky, we might have it for sale at Telford.
In a Japanese pot.
But we'll see. So if you want it, bring plenty of cash for Ryan.
Leave a comment.
So for me, that's going to do it for this one. So get out there and make the best of the rest of your day. Be kind to each other, animals and the planet.
Sorry, mate.
I knew. I just knew. I could sense a tremor in the force. And as always,
thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-da, folks.
Ta-da, folks.
I was going like that.